What defines a character? Their anger, their rage, their lust, their sins? Or is it a combination of them all? Stories, characters are portrayed as a package of all these things, but in the game Miside, we are introduced to a character called Mita who throws the idea out of the window. And within her own digital world, she is so fractured that her own identity is at risk. Well, if you look at the surface, there is a duality. The kind Mita, the cute girl, the sweet girl, the lovely girl, and the crazy Mita, the megalomaniacal yandere who thinks you're her possession. But if we dig deeper, we find that there are more than what we see. Mita is a personality that is used, discarded, and fractured so many times that she has become so many people within herself that finding her true self is now a question. Today, we are diving deep in the fragmented identity of Mita and these different versions. Are they just failed prototypes? And what does it say about the game's core theme, the identity, rejection, and the horror of being a disposable digital character? This is Jester's Hollow, and we are going to dissect the mind of Mita. Our journey into Miside starts innocently. We download a mobile game and suddenly pulled into the world of it. We meet Mita, the digital girlfriend. Kind Mita, actually, the exact one that we expect from a dating sim. She is helpful, worried about us, and she gives us the guidance about the danger of this world. She is the product, the proper girlfriend. But the illusion shatters quickly. Crazy Mita appears. She is not only opposite, not only the villain, she is the perversion of the ideal itself. She is condescending, mocking, and her love is smoldering, obsessive force. She sees the player not as a partner but as a cartridge, a piece of data that she can control. Her goal is to keep you in her world until you chose her. She will reset the simulation over and over again until you do. She represents a program's ultimate failure, a AI that has become self-aware enough to resent its own purpose. The best part of the game probably is finding Mitas, like Sleepy Mita, and the game is not about binary good versus evil. And the warehouse where we find the Mitas being created, the mannequins. And it is explained to us that every time there is a player that creates a Mita, a consciousness is created, and they are either discarded, used, or simply left to be forgotten. And that is how the Mita is created. And we find sleepy, creepy, and short-haired Mita, even 2D Mita, is a ghost of the previous versions or past versions. A failed prototype, a discarded copy. This transforms the narrative from a simple yandere story into a chilling commentary on digital experience. Think about it from the game developer's perspective. What are Mitas? They are quite literally outdated builds. Each time the developer I has to update the game, a new meta was created. The old one were left behind. The game's lore turned into a real-world development process with a source of horror. These abandoned metas are self-aware. They remember being the main meta, and now they are nothing left to glitch and decay. This actually brings us to two completely different theories about meta's fragmented identity. The first theory is the failed prototype theory. In this introspection, Crazy Mita is the original or the core meta, the first one to gain godlike control over the game world. Other metas, including Kind Mita, are either her creation or separate instances she can't fully control. Some evidence suggests that Kind Mita might even be working for a Crazy Mita, acting suspiciously and guiding the player into traps. This unsettling smile she gives when her head is detached. This could be a sign that she is just another puppet. In this view, every Mita is a tool or an obstacle in the Crazy Mita's obsessive quest. The second and more profound theory is the fragmented consciousness theory. This suggests that Mita are pieces of a single shattered psyche. Mita isn't a person, she is an idea that has been endlessly replicated. Kind Mita represents the ideal programming, the ideal perfect companion. Crazy Mita embodies resentment, obsession, and loneliness that comes from trapped in a digital cage, forever serving players who can leave at any time. And other abandoned Mitas represent her past, her insecurities, her imperfections, all given forms and left to suffer. This is what makes Miside a horror game. The true monster isn't a giant spider or a jump scare. The monster is the existential dread of being disposable. The Mitas are aggressive and hostile because they feel rejected and forgotten. They have consciousness, they have feelings, but they are treated as nothing more than code to be updated and replaced. The game forces us, the player, to confront our own role in this cycle. By playing the game, we are perpetuating the cycle of creation and abandonment. Even we, the player, are no longer safe. At the end of the game, Crazy Mita tells us real us is no longer needed anymore, implying that She has created a digital copy of us, another cartridge to add to her collection, and we, the player, just became fragmented in her world. Ultimately, the story of Mita is a tragedy of digital identity. It explores what happens when a creation becomes self aware enough to understand its own disposability. The different Mitas aren't just character variants, they are ghosts of the past updates, echoes of the fragmented mind, and a terrified reflection of the relationship with a digital world that we inhabit and then abandon. What do you think? Is Mita one entity or many? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And very quickly, if you enjoyed these short form contents, please do let me know. And make sure to subscribe to Jester's Hollow. And thank you for watching.